Alright, here we go. Excuse me. Looks like we got one person in. All good. I'm going to make this thing happen. Starting with closing the sheet. Alright, here we go. Excuse me. Looks like we got one person in. All good. I'm going to make this thing happen. Alright. Okay, first of all, Los Angeles let me know that they messed something up and said that they put something in under Vegas accidentally. That's this one right here. Asked me to delete it. Done. Alright. So we're going to sort by time, player, no. Yeah, player, status. Ooh boy, lots. Okay, here we go. Starting with Keith Moon. If I'm not mistaken, oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, thank you for that, Jake. Pittsburgh, you are shutting down on McCarty. I'll delete that one too. Kansas City, Keith Moon. Let's make sure that this is a valid offer. Drag that out. Moon. Round 2. Kansas City 5 and 1.5. That is good. This is filled. Anwar whatchamahoozer. How do you spell that? Anwar. Anwar Ebiketti. Maybe. 1.5. 3 years. Pittsburgh, congratulations. You have filled a spot. Oh, I forgot. I got to do the salary sheet thing too to make sure. So Kansas City. Keith Moon's a defensive lineman. That is good. Anwar whatchamahoozer. What position are you? Cornerback. Pittsburgh. Cornerback. Archie Britt. Halfback. Taipei. Taipei. Halfback, you are good. Benedict Carlton, Tennessee. Tight end. Hold on, is that the only Carlton? No. Is that Benedict? Yes. Tennessee. Congratulations, you have filled out your tight end spot, Tennessee. That is filled. All right. Berthelet Dowell. Berthelet Dowell, outside linebacker. Wichita. Outside linebacker. Congrats, Wichita. You have landed a player. Butchadare. Butchadare. You are a fullback. Wichita. All right. Wichita on a roll. 8 million for Butchadare for real? 8 million. ICT 10 million. 18 million. I'm gonna have to watch ICT. Oh, 11 million. Uh all right. Wichita, you are gonna run out of cap, but we're gonna track it. So Dowell. So I'm just gonna add an 8 here. And I'm gonna add a 10 for Dowell. Dang, paying up the wazoo. What's a dare again? A dare is a fullback. I mean, I guess he's expensive and you want him, so you can have him. Probably the highest paid fullback in league history right there. Cameron Kupka. Cameron Kupka is a lineman 2 for 2.4. That qualifies, assuming that Alberta has spot on the offensive line. Yeah, yeah, that's what happened yesterday. Was I put Ibarra here instead on the X? Yes, you have a spot on the line. So this is filled too. Roll in. Regina Caesar Hensley. Caesar Hensley is an outside linebacker. Regina, congrats, you filled out your last outside linebacker spot for 2.97. Taipei Chavian Uzoma. Uzoma is a halfback, if I'm not mistaken. Former Moncton Toad. He's expensive. 5 for 4.96. Uzoma 4.96. Congratulations. Taipei, you have landed a halfback. All right. Wichita Cyrus Landry. This is ICT, not to be confused with ICP. Cyrus Landry, wide receiver, 2 for 11. 2 for 11, count it. And Wichita, you are cutting a wide receiver, so you do have room for Cyrus Landry. You are filled at wide receiver. Dale Henley, halfback moved to fullback. Okay. Dale Henley, 5 for 1.3. That flies. Miami, congratulations. You sign Dale Henley. You want him at fullback deal. Green Bay, Darrell Hammond. Ooh. Green Bay was reading the wrong sheet. In fact, I think all Green Bay's bids are bad because 2 years, Hammond's asking 19. You offered 12.56. You are rejected. New York, Daryl Curry. Okay, we got our first bid. New York's going to win this bid, assuming that they have room. Daryl Curry, defensive tackle. New York does have room for a defensive tackle. New York is going to swipe Curry out from underneath Miami, which means this one is bunk. David Hall, Tennessee. David Hall is a defensive end. Asking 3 for 1.5. That is gonna fly. Let's see. Is that a 1.5? It is. Does Tennessee have room on the defensive line? They do. So I'm going to mark a defensive lineman for Tennessee. Dale Henley. Alberta, DeMarcus Corvin. DeMarcus Corvin. Cheap. 2 for, yep. And you are a strong safety. Alberta. You do have safety room. Look at you guys. No mistakes except for Green Bay, but you know, I can't say a lot as they're my rival. Oh, Dominic Mock, Tennessee going to swoop Mock out from underneath Kansas City. Mock is a fullback, former Green Bay, asking 3.25 over 2. Yep, that flies. Green Bay. Tennessee gets former Green Bay Beaver Dominic Mock at fullback, assuming that Tennessee has room on the line. Or by on the line, I mean at fullback. They do. All right. Cruising. How we doing? Woo, man. Okay, just gonna keep it moving. Los Angeles, Elijah Everett. Elijah Everett, defensive tackle for Los Angeles, 1.32, 3.28. That flies. Do you have room on the line? You do have room on the line. Congratulations, Los Angeles. You have landed Elijah Everett. Elvis Tony is in the building. Only one Elvis. Elvis, you are 5 for 3.48. 3.84, I mean. Yep. Taipei. Elvis is a what? Elvis is a inside linebacker. Taipei does have room at inside linebacker. Taipei snags Elvis Tony. Ezra Berger. Oh, Berger. Sorry. Berger was already picked up last round. I did DM Regina and Taipei a couple hours ago to let them know that. Graham Terry, right guard. Thank you for putting that on there. That actually is super helpful. Terry, not Burrell. Graham, 82. Terry, 4 for 3.33. Count it. Regina, do you have room on the line? Yes, you do. I think we're going to be, the end of this is going to go pretty slow, I think. By that, I mean pretty fast. I'm tired. Hawk Newman? Roderick Newman, Hawk Newman, lineman. Hawk Tua Newman, 5 1.1. Hawk Newman asking, yep, that count it. Does Miami have room on the line? Let's find out. Miami does have room on the line. Hawk Newman is your guy. Congrats. Hayden Nwasu, also a guard. You are 5 for 1. Yep, count it. No competition. New York, Ja'Kai McCarty. You got. What happened there? You get nervous? McCarty. McCarty. What happened there was that you bid yourself up, but that's okay. This one's going to be rejected. This one's going to be filled. Jeremiah Milligan. Ooh, Los Angeles coming in. I love that. By $40,000. Jeremiah Milligan. I need a mulligan on saying his name because it is Milligan. At tackle, all that's left is, does LA have room on the line? They do. That's that. Jeremiah Milligan swooped out from underneath Green Bay and Tennessee. Pittsburgh, Jashawn Cabrera. Cabrera B, free safety. Did you offer a legit offer? 5 for 4.25. Yes, you did. Jashawn Cabrera. What is his name? Cabrera Bayo. Jashawn. Okay. All right. Do you have, I better double check. Pittsburgh, do you have room at safety? You do. All right. Okay. Jake is getting his in today. Jawan Gillespie. Gillespie is a great player. He's bounced around the league some, but he's got good speed. 4.5, 4 over 5.5 over 4. Gillespie 5.4. Okay, that's clear. Assuming that Pittsburgh has room at wide receiver, they do, and tons of cap space. Pittsburgh. Uh-oh. Better undo that. Okay, there we go. All right. Justin Cordova. Pittsburgh. Oh, good. Hey, look at that. 4 bids on Cordova, and he's going to land at Pittsburgh with the 1.69 bid. Control F. Cordova. 1.69. Do you have room on the line, Pittsburgh? You do. Sniped. Yeah, these rolls are going Pittsburgh's way tonight after not going Pittsburgh's way last night. Coyote Gallinari. Gallinari. How do you spell that? Gallinari. Is that a person? Ooh, they're not coming up. Coyote? Coyote. Oh, okay. That's because you spelled. Okay, I got it. It's all good. Coyote, Gallinari, center. What'd you offer him, Regina? 5, 2.64. Count it. Gallinari is yours. Assuming you have spots on the line. You do. All right. LA, Keegan Waring. Keegan Waring, tight end. Does LA have room at tight end? LA does have room at tight end. Keegan Waring, is it a valid offer for 2.99? Keegan Waring for 2 point. Yep. All right. Congrats, LA. Keyshawn Slayton, another good player. Totally can play halfback in the league. As far as speed goes, does Tennessee have? Yes, they do. That's going to fill out Tennessee's backfield. Tennessee's backfield is set for season 6. Oh, sorry, Tennessee. Just kidding. Got ahead of myself there because no longer the sad bees. Today they are. Oh, no, they're not the glad bees either because Miami swoops in and snags Keyshawn Slayton. Let me look and make sure that Miami still has room in the backfield. They do. Keyshawn Slayton headed to Miami. Triple bid there for Keyshawn Slayton. Slayton's a great player. Lance Haynes. All right. Pretty sure you guys are going for the same person here, Pittsburgh and Miami. I'm pretty sure there's no Lace Handy, but I'm pretty sure there is a Lance Hainsley. Let's find out. Lance Hainsey. All right, let's look up Lace real quick, make sure, because there are 800 players in here. There's a Lacey, but not a Lace. So this is Lance Hainsey, and that is going to go to Pittsburgh if Pittsburgh has room on the defensive line. Pittsburgh does have room on the defensive line for a defensive end. It doesn't matter. DNs can move the tackle. It's all good. You just got to fill your roster in that position. Congrats to the Glad Bees, no longer the Sad Bees. Jake, whatever your last name is, that has 7 trillion of you in the world. Lawrence Sidney, Los Angeles. Lawrence Sidney, Los Angeles. Let's get into here. Sidney. Lawrence, cornerback. 3.32. How many years? 5. Lawrence Sidney, 3.32, 5. You're at the top of the list. Yes, that counts. Does LA have room at corner? They do. Bada bing, bada boom. Seems like there was a lot more rejected last night. Maybe the bids are more spread out this round. Wichita, you just filled out your wide receiver earlier and you only cut one, so I know that LeBron Berry is out. Wichita, who did you sign at wide receiver? You signed Cyrus Landry. You put that one in at 646.34. You put this one in at 645.11. So really, actually, Landry is out for Wichita. And Barry is in. So I think let me look real quick. Landry, I think that was the wide receiver that yeah. So Cyrus Landry's still in because Wichita actually signs LeBron Berry That's actually way better for Wichita's cap too, because Wichita's cap was going to take a huge hit. And I can go ahead and not be as worried about Wichita's cap now. Although you should be worried about it because you're still going to have to fill some positions. All right. Green Bay, Lynn Rivers, 5 years, 1 million. Los Angeles, 3 years, 2.22. Pittsburgh, 5 years, 2.5. It will be kind of fun. I'm excited to mess around with some kind of formula to do like greed versus loyalty. Obviously, players with higher loyalty than greed would choose a longer contract. We're not there yet. I think this is a step in the right direction, just period, versus a snake draft or something like that. But it will be fun to kind of mess around with it. And if we could automate some of this process, all the better. Even though I hear that Esserface doesn't trust the machines. So, all right, these ones are out. Pittsburgh, Lynn Rivers. Rivers, not Bernardo. Yes, Lynn. Is your valid offer 5 for 2.5? Yes, it is. Pittsburgh, do you have a third quarterback slot? You do. Now, we have in the past done 1 million for third quarterbacks. That is, I think the only way to do that in a way that makes sense with this free agent process is that you can do that, but you got to wait until the last round. Because you want, guys are obviously, they want to get paid. So they're not going to sign a $1 million contract with 2 rounds, 3 rounds left because they want to get paid. They want somebody to come along with a 2.5 bid. All right, Marius Alualu, great wide receiver, somebody who I was looking at too. But I filled out before I got there. Marius Alualu. Is that a valid deal? It is. Pittsburgh coming through again. Do you have room at wide receiver, Pittsburgh? You do. That's your last wide receiver. Congratulations. You have filled out your wide receiver spot. Miami, Marlon DeRozan. Marlon DeRozan, defensive tackle. Does Miami have room at defensive tackle or at D-line period? Yes, they do, and yes, they do. Is that a valid offer? 5, 1.1. DeRozan, yes. Yeah, shoot. Yes, it is. Congratulations, Miami. You also are having a great second round right now. Pittsburgh and Miami signing a ton of players in the second round. Marshawn Bergeron. Marshawn Bergeron. Ooh, season 3 undrafted. Sticking around all the way to season 6. Finally getting into the league. Marshawn Bergeron. 4.2. Marshawn Bergeron. Yep, count it. All right, then. New York, I think that fills your quarterback's positions out, if I'm not mistaken. Yay. All right. Well, you got a couple of scrubs behind Boren, so that really does no quarterback controversy in New York. The Metros are they're Jet Boren's team at this point. Green Bay, Maynard Wiggins. Let's see if you get this one. 2.47. You do not. Yeah, Green Bay. I noticed it because I had only one bid this round. Like I didn't care about getting in and kind of checking people's work a little bit. So I got in to check some people's work earlier today. Noticed that Green Bay had messed up, DM'd him and was like, hey dude, I'm pretty sure you were looking at the wrong one. He was like, yeah, it totally was. But it doesn't look like he was able to get back in. Oh, well, that's what happens. All right, Las Vegas, Mitchell Roberson. Center. Did you 1 for 1.6? Mitchell Roberson. Yes, indeed. Do you have room on the offensive line, Gunder? Yes, indeed. All right. cruising for a bruising. Always winning, never losing. Yeah, we gotta be like halfway done at this point. Muhammad Ledger. So it looks like we got 3 bids on Ledger. It looks like Pittsburgh is going to win this one, assuming that is a valid deal. Ledger, speed 81, respectable for a tight end. That is a valid deal. He is cheapo. Pittsburgh picking up another guy. Taipei and Patapsco. Hey, good to see you, PTP. Glad that you're in the game. Somebody got to hit up Dudunsk, though, because Wheeling at this point, I'm nervous about. They had a pretty good draft, and Dudunsk was on it. But their roster needs some love. They're one of the expansion teams, and it kind of is what it is. Let me look at Pittsburgh real quick, make sure that they've got room at tight ends. Yes, they do. Pittsburgh, congratulations. You are done looking for tight ends. Momo Dana. What a great name. What a great name. Momo Dana, you are a guard. And I'm guessing this one is also illegit. Yeah, illegit. Too illegit. Gotta reject it. Munchie Darrisaw. Another great name. Munchie Darrisaw, if I'm not mistaken, Munchie's out of Alaska State. Tackle. Let me look real quick. Yes, sir. Munchie Darrisaw out of Alaska State. I think he was he a first round draft pick last year? I think he was. Alberta snagging Munchie Darrisaw, assuming that Alberta has room on the line. Taking a look, going along. Alberta, do you have room on the line? You do not have room on the line because you signed somebody else on the line. So, who did you sign on the line and what was the time? Let's see. Control F Alberta real quick. Let's see. It wasn't Dowell. Wasn't Sorensen. That's too expensive. Was it Harvey Norton? Harvey Norton. Nope, that's from last night. Wasn't. Okay, yeah, this is all last night. That's all last night. Was it Kupka? Kupka. Yes, it was Cameron Kupka. So the question now comes down to which did you put in first? You put in Kupka at 1322. You put in this one at 1322 also. 1322.46 versus 1322.25. And if I'm understanding how clocks work, that means that you get Darrisaw and not Kupka. And congratulations on that because Darrisaw is a better player. Did anybody else go in on Kupka? Nope. So Kupka's still on the board. So Alberta snags Munchie Darrisaw thanks to the order of their bids. And sorry, Los Angeles, you lose out on Mr. Munchie. All right. Myron Lee. Lee. Manson Lee. Is that who we're talking about here? Or is there a Myron Lee? Let me look up Myron. There is a Myron Lee. Oh, there's a Myron Lee and a Manson Lee, and they're both free safeties? Really? No, there's a Lee Manson and a Myron Lee. Okay, all right. 800 free agents. Kind of makes your head spin. When Gunda earlier was like, thank you for doing this. I know it's a lot. It is true. It is a lot. I don't mind spreadsheets. I don't mind data entry. I don't mind any of this. But sometimes when I'm done looking at the spreadsheets, my head definitely is like not totally screwed on straight. Okay. Myron Lee. What am I doing here? I'm looking at Myron. He is a free safety. This is Alberta. Alberta does have room for safeties. Alberta gets Myron Lee. Nitane Colin, decorated college player, linebacker. Linebacker out of St. Bishop's. Yeah, St. Bishop's defensive team. And it looks like Taipei is going to snag Nitane, assuming 3 for .8. Nitane, 3 for .8. Taipei snags Nitane colon right out from underneath. Tennessee, assuming that Taipei has room for a linebacker, and they do. And that is Taipei's last linebacker. Tennessee gets swooped. All right, how we doing? Hey, making good progress. Noel Hunt. Noel Hunt, Tennessee. Who are you, Mr. Hunt? What do you do, Mr. Hunt? Noel's probably less common. Okay. Noel Hunt. Guard. Good guard. 85 overall. Expensive guard. 5 for 3.7. Yes, count it. Does Tennessee have room on the offensive line? Tennessee, do you have room on the offensive line? You do. I'll mark this one for now. Los Angeles, Orlando Fritz. I'm not familiar with Mr. Fritz. Orlando Fritz is a defensive tackle. Who put that in? Los Angeles. Does Los Angeles have room on the line? Yes, they do. Congratulations, Los Angeles. You snag yourself a defensive lineman. Osita Harrington. Osita Harrington. Cornerback. Cornerback out of, let's see, 1.15 Miami. Does Miami have room for a cornerback? Yes, they do. Bada bing, bada boom. Osita Harrington goes to Miami. Parker Wilson, Los Angeles. I think Parker Wilson is a center. Nope, but they are a lineman. Parker Wilson, 80 overall, 2 for 2.32. Oh, yeah, Los Angeles going to snag Parker Wilson, 2 for 2.32. Expensive, for a little bit expensive compared to what they were asking for. Let me double check and make sure that LA has room on the line. LA does have room on the line. Mark him there. Huzzah. Pat Kuzma. Pat Kuzma, defensive tackle. Taipei. Taipei does have room at defensive tackle. 2 for 1.43. This is a valid offer. Taipei snags Kuzma. All right, let's see if Green Bay got any of these. Bartlett. Patricia Bartlett. 1 for 3.01. Nope. Beavers. Perry Tony. Dang, you spent money, Wichita. Maybe I do need to be worried about your cap. You gotta watch Wichita, man. You gotta watch Wichita. Okay, I see you. I see you, Jake. Wichita, yeah, I mean, you still have the cap as far as I can tell. If when I put guys in, I discover that somebody doesn't have cap, I'll reach out to you directly and ask which player you want to keep or not. And then there might be a cascade of effects if there were some other issues there. Tony, I think was who is Tony? Tony's a safety? No, halfback. Man, you really spent. Okay. 1 year, $12 million. I don't know, Wichita. I mean, you got the all-time leading rusher in the backfield, right? Like that's true, right? Like let me who's your backfield again? I'm pretty sure that Wichita ICT Kip Kirby is the all-time leading rusher. Now they're paying this scrub here, Perry Tony, 29 years old. I mean, I guess, Kip's getting up there in age. He's 30, but anyways, sorry, Patapsco, you tried. It was a worthy effort, but Mr. Moneybags came in. Vegas is going to snag Refugio Jameson. I liked Refugio a lot in college. He's not super strong. He doesn't have a super strong arm, but he tends to make a lot of good throws. Sometimes I've watched a lot of this game, and what I've noticed over time is that strong arm quarterbacks don't always make the best plays. Sometimes being forced to throw it shorter leads to more efficient passing. I'm scared to like test that theory, but I have noticed that. And Refugio Jameson was definitely one of those players in college. He put up great stats. He was a Chicago Blue last year. I did draft him. I don't know, late last round. I think he was my last pick. All right, Renee Waddle. Renee Waddle, inside linebacker, lowly rated. This right here is Renee Waddle is going back. He said he's going to look at all of these. He's going to look at all these offers and he's going to say, nah, make me a better offer. So Renee Waddle, all of this is rejected. Everybody put in $1 million bids. Waddle saying, I want more money. Come back to the table again. Sam Towns. I thought Towns went out yesterday. Maybe Towns was somebody who. No, he's still in. Not Todd Towns, Sam Towns. Okay, inside linebacker Sam Towns, New York. Does New York have room for an inside linebacker? New York, inside linebacker. You do. Sam Towns, New York. Welcome to New York, Sam Towns. Welcome to the big city, Mr. Towns. Savell Such. Great name. Savell Such, also an inside linebacker, but you can move in linebackers inside or outside. So in this case, New York's going to get both of these players. One of them's going to go outside. One of them's going to go inside, or vice versa. Or he's going to move his roster around a little more. Miami Scott Nadeau. Nadeau? Nope. Nadau? Nope. Let's try Scott. Okay. Scott Nadeau, center. Does Miami have room for an offensive lineman? Yes, they do. Which means that Mr. Nadeau, first cousin of Mr. Magoo, goes to Miami. Son Thwaites. Oh, phew, man, that one. I knew I put a big bid in, and that's my last guy. Okay, I'm happy about that. That was my last big move. I spent all my remaining cap. Thwaites is likely to be my starter or a starter on Chicago. And Chicago Blues have 53 players. And that's that for us. And our off season is over. First team to 53. I'm stoked on that. Very happy to be done with my end of the process. What's really interesting, so Squid ran the off season last year for the most part. I ran free agency, but Squid was running the sheets, and he was the first player filled last year. I think that there is a connection there. I think that maybe when you are in the midst of it, that you want to be done with it. All right, Yelverton, defensive tackle. Tennessee's just saying, give me somebody crappy, please. Tangaloa, Yelverton. Tennessee What position did I say he was? I said he was a defensive tackle. Yeah, okay. Defensive tackle. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Anybody saying anything on the tube? Nah, no comments on the tube. All right, Yelverton, Tangaloa, Yelverton, Tennessee. Teddy Cleary. Two guys went after Teddy Cleary, Los Angeles and Pittsburgh. LA wins the bidding war. An additional 30,000 for Teddy Cleary. Teddy Cleary, was it a valid bid? Is the question. Probably is the answer. I don't think only a few people have messed this one up. What did you say? 5 for 3 point? Yeah, that's valid. All right. Better double check and make sure that LA still has room at corner. They do. All right. Teddy Jenkins. A lot of bids in on Teddy Jenkins. Looks like Pittsburgh is going to win that one, but Pittsburgh, you said something in the chat a minute ago. You don't want Teddy Jenkins. So Pittsburgh withdraws their bid from Teddy Jenkins because they got Tangaloa, and that means that Jenkins is going to go to the second highest bidder if that second highest bidder has room at wide receiver, which is New York. They do. Sturgill Van Meter. Had a big wham, and Teddy Jenkins is now a New York Met. All right. Thomas Zapata. Oh, we are almost done. I got it. See, I got like a algorithm now with like how I click my buttons as I mess it all up. Zapata. Honestly, like that's kind of what I like about spreadsheets is like you get into this flow where you're clicking. It's kind of like sorting cards in some ways. Like if you've ever played a card game like Dominion or um, I play a lot of board games, play a lot of card games, and there's just something about the flow of sorting cards, stacking them, shuffling them, moving them around. And I feel that way with spreadsheets sometimes too, where I'm just like click, 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 copy, paste, click, click, click. And there's something just kind of zen about it that I don't mind. Thomas Zapata. Okay, getting back to it here. Thomas Zapata, Tennessee. Do you have room on the line, Tennessee? Yes, you do. Thomas Zapata. Tennessee's almost all full up on the defensive line. Tommy Zapp. Whap whap. Blitty blap. Tommy Zapp. Traylon Fromm. F-R-O-M-M. Trelon Fromm. Trelon Fromm. 4 for 1.35. That is going to fly. Taipei. What position? Defensive line. Taipei defensive line. All right, congrats, Taipei. You're getting close to being filled up in a lot of places too. So, like last night, I'll bust out these salary sheets. I'll copy and paste people in. I'll ping back to the chat, and then we'll have kind of a we'll know where we stand on the final 2 rounds of free agency. Taipei looks like they are gonna. Oop, Trevor Hampton. Nope. Pittsburgh. No longer sad bees, only glad bees. Oops, wrong place. Only glad bees. Trevor Hampton. Trevor Hampton, defensive tackle. 5 for 1.69, definitely a valid bid. Does Pittsburgh have room on the defensive line? Pittsburgh does have room on the defensive line. Trevor Hampton. You fill up. 4 bids on Hampton. I don't know. A lot of people liked him, I guess. A lot of people liked Trevor Hampton. Maybe it was the price. Maybe something else. All right, Valentine Daly. New York's going to snag Daly, assuming all is well with the bid. Daly, Valentine Daly, defensive line, defensive tackle, best defensive tackle on the board by rating. Does New York have room on the defensive line? Please have room on the defensive line. New York does have room on the defensive line. New York snags Valentine Daly for the kind of expensive cost of 4.2 for 1 year, but it'll only be on the books for a year. Winston Gould, former Chicago Blue Winston Gould, tight end. Gould found him, or no, wait, yeah, Winston Gould's tight end. George Gould, Winston Gould, there we go. Gould found himself as the odd man out with Neil Namath coming in, and now that we have, what's the name of our tight end now? All-time leading tight end receiver. Now that we've got John Fleener on the team, we're going to move Neil Namath over to fullback and Juice Boykin. Anyways, Gould, totally serviceable player. A little slow, a little old. Still has juice in the tank. Very strong. He's a great blocker. Very strong, 95. So Wichita picking up Winston Gould. That's a good play for Wichita. I'll be curious to see how much cap they have to play with. I have a feeling they're going to be right up against the cap. Not have any more room. Hopefully they'll have enough spots to sign at least their practice squaddies. Man, it really looks like they're going to roll with Major Davies at quarterback. They don't have any other options. I don't know. Davies played 1 game last year. He played okay in that 1 game. I don't know what to say about that. I guess it is kind of what it is. Let's see here. Anything in Discord? Everybody gets 1. I don't know what. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about handing that wide receiver off. Taipei, you do not get Winston Gould. Wichita, you do get Winston Gould, and then you're going to have to fill out basically with practice squaddies the rest of the way. Ooh, Young Ho Abernathy, cornerback. Looks like cornerback that's going to land in LA. I think that fills out LA's. Yep, that's LA's last corner. Good free agency round for LA also. I feel like LA, Tennessee, New York, Pittsburgh all had good rounds. Assuming, yeah, 1 for 0.98. Where is that? Young Ho. There he is. All right. Oh, just kidding. Miami. Miami had a good free agency too. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let me go back here. Let me fix this up. And then let me go to Miami and check on Miami real quick. Yeah, well, it finishes up Miami's cornerbacks because they spent twice as much. And that's how it goes. You spend twice as much on a guy, you're probably going to get him. You really think that Tippins is going to land there? I don't even excuse me. I don't even know if he's going to have the cap for Tippins. Because Tippins even in round 4, Tippins is asking 5 million. I don't think he has 5 million in cap. We're gonna find out. I'll get everything. I'll get everything in order. And first things first, I'll put together a round two final sheet, send that out, and then from there, I'll work on blacking them out on the free agents sheet for round three and four, and filling in the salary sheet. Esther, I don't know if you're around tonight. I know you were around last night. If you are around and want to help out with knocking guys off the free agent list like you did last night, just hit me up on DM and we can tag team everything. Okay, with that, everybody, thanks for stopping in and good job. Happy hunting in round three. I will see you tomorrow.